It is Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything that you want here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. Joining you in the studio tonight, you've got Ian.
And nobody.
Wow, what a week it has been. And I haven't been on the air since earlier this week because Aria heads up the last two nights of shows, and I was on Monday with you and Captain Kickass, and the last 3 days have been pretty crazy as far as, developments with this whole coronavirus situation. And the price of Bitcoin just fallen off a cliff in the last 24 to 48 hours. Today, dropping below $6,000 per Bitcoin when, I don't know, a week ago it was around $9,600 per Bitcoin. So just a huge bloodletting in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general.
Which I think is a positive sign.
Well, it means you can buy at a cheaper price.
Well, it means you can buy at a cheaper price, but also I think that a lot of the Bitcoin whales had a lot of money at when the last crash started, not just Bitcoin, but other money, and I think they held the price of Bitcoin unnaturally high because they were trying to hodl and trying to do the things they do. I think that we'll really see a real recovery in the crypto market when BTC and BCH reach parity. Because
really,
yeah, what that will tell me is that things are being valued for what they can do and not for some extraneous reason like mythology or
sure,
we need to prop this up,
or it's been there a long time.
Yeah,
which is what Bitcoin is, why it's the top coin, even though it's not the best coin. It's just it was there first, and so that's why it's got a huge market segment. So there's all kinds of things that we can talk about. If you want to weigh in here and share your thoughts, maybe your observations, what's going on where you are. I know that here in Keene, New Hampshire, where this show is based out of, where, by the way, there hasn't been any kind of like coronavirus anything. I think there's like a handful of cases in New Hampshire maybe, but there's not anything like immediately around here that I've heard of. Nonetheless, the college has decided to call it quits on in-person classes as of the end of spring break. So I guess they're about to break at the end of this week, I think, for spring break, if I recall correctly, and then however long spring break is, 2 weeks or whatever it is, a week or two. And then when they come back, they're not having in-person classes through, I think, April 6th at least.
Oh, wow. Well, one of the interesting things about this virus is it has a very long incubation period. So, and a lot of that, the people are shedding the virus, but they're still asymptomatic. So they don't know they're sick. They haven't been to the doctor. They certainly haven't been tested because you can't get tested, unless you win the test kit lottery. So I think most of the cases in America that exist right now, nobody knows that they exist, including the person who's sick.
Yeah, so it's leading to some really crazy situations and like totally authoritarian situations with Ohio's governor banning gatherings of over 100 people. So much for the First Amendment of your right to assemble, according to these government goons. Now, if you have too many people in one place, they are going to reserve the right to break it up with a hit squad.
Yeah. And, obviously I don't think that's right. I think it's foolish to have large gatherings at this point because, you might end up killing a lot of your supporters. But,
Well, I mean, if they're elderly, is this really affecting, millennials?
I don't know what this is going to turn into. I really don't know where it's going to go. My
isn't it
thought
true that
it was being overblown. My second thought was it's being covered up. Now I just don't know. It could go either way.
Well, I mean, is it true that it's only really likely to kill elderly people and infants?
It is true that in China, it has largely, most of the deaths have been elderly people. Mm-hmm. And the people who think that this is a deliberate thing, or at least some of them, are saying that's the reason for the virus. The Chinese wanted to get rid of their useless eaters. And so if you can't work anymore, but you're still eating, well, we've got a little virus for you, and then we don't have to pay your Social Security anymore, or whatever their equivalent is called.
In China, yeah. So if you want to weigh in, 855-450 free. It's hard to even pick where to start here because there's been so much news. But last night I was actually elsewhere, and I happened to come across this news that Trump has banned travel. Have you heard about this? International travel to Europe or from Europe?
Yes, to and from Europe, except the UK. So basically the
Europe,
European
right?
Union. And I have no idea. Some people say, oh, well, he's got a hotel in the UK. Yeah, I think he's got a hotel in a lot of those countries. So I don't think that's it. But yeah, it's...
I do a chart here that eTours just posted in our Discord chat at discord.lrn.fm, where it shows age ranges, so demographics, looks like 10-year ranges, and then the amount of deaths by that decade.
Percentage or number of deaths?
Percentage. Mm-hmm. So if you are over the age of 80, you have a 14.8% chance of death. According to this, if you are between 70 and 79, 8%, 60 and 69, 3.6%, 50 and 59, 1.3%, and then at 40 to 49, it drops to 0.4. So yeah, I mean, if this was a designer, virus, then it definitely seems to be designed to cull the oldest portions of the population out.
Yeah, which is definitely interesting. The other thing that I'm told, and I don't know if this is true, I haven't seen the numbers, but according to one of my sources on Facebook, if you take Asians out, the death rate drops to 1%.
Really?
So... Which would be very interesting, but it would make sense if the Chinese were wanting to develop a virus like this, that they wouldn't, if they got caught, want the rest of the world to say you killed 5% of our population. So if they tuned it to their own genome, then, that would tend to irritate the rest of the world less, because we're used to the Chinese government killing Chinese people in great numbers. We may not like it, but we're not going to do anything about it.
Reuters is reporting on this travel ban, which I found absolutely outrageous, but that's what... I mean, the governments are just doing whatever it is they want to do in response to this. Banning travel, banning assembly, just all kinds of crazy stuff that is, in many cases, I would argue, unconstitutional. But it doesn't matter. Once they claim a so-called state of emergency, as they've done in the state of Massachusetts and in some other places, and we can talk about that coming up here, it basically means the Constitution is completely out the window, and they can just do anything they want to do.
Well, it would be interesting to sue.
Yeah.
And I wonder if anybody will. I suspect the ACLU won't be suing because I don't know.
Well,
maybe
they care about the First Amendment.
Maybe they will. They do a lot of good stuff. But they tend to be kind of lefty in their view of government authority. They tend to see it as benign so long as it doesn't.
Not when it's in Trump's hands.
Huh?
Not when it's in Trump's hands.
That's true.
Yeah. Here's a story from Reuters. Bleary-eyed and stressed travelers scrambled at European airports to board flights to the United States on Thursday after Donald Trump announced sweeping travel restrictions to curb the spread of coronavirus. It's a 30-day travel order will apply to citizens of 26 European countries, excluding Britain and Ireland, as well as American citizens. They take effect from midnight on Friday. So it sounds like Americans can still leave these countries to get out of them. maybe they can still go to them as well. 855-450-FREE, but that's going to hurt a lot of international business, a lot of tourism. 855-450-FREE, like freedom.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here, though a lot of people obviously are concerned and talking about this coronavirus. I still think it's a lot overblown. I think the reaction is actually causing way more damage than the actual virus itself. People just deciding to stop doing the things they would normally do We're seeing markets take a huge downturn. The Dow Jones, for instance, has been tumbling for days. Bitcoin price, we just checked it a moment ago. It's checking in at about $5,500, $5,600 right now.
When was it last at 10,000?
Within the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I bought some at like 9,600 a little while back, like just within the last couple of weeks. So like we're seeing major disruptions, and also, a lot of these conferences are canceling. So I do need to mention that LibertyCon is canceled. The one that we were going to go to at the end of this month or early April, they canceled it.
Yeah, I'm bummed. I was supposed to go down there, and I was also supposed to stop halfway down and see the stripper that I know from from Facebook. And
well, you can still go.
I mean, I can still go. It's not worth the trip just for that.
I feel the same way. So you're seeing that lots of conferences. I mean, pretty much anyone having a conference, it's canceled. E3, which is the massive electronics expo, right? Like with a ton of video games at it, that's canceled. The SXSW in Austin, a humongous tech and music expo, which attracted in 2018, I looked at the numbers, 160,000 attendees in 2018. That's canceled. And they canceled it like a week before it was going to happen. So most people probably already had their travel plans set up, their plane tickets all set.
Vendors had already bought stock.
Yeah. And from what I understand, a lot of these conferences, music festivals too, the Ultra Music Festival in Miami, canceled. And they're not offering refunds to the people who are going to attend it. Now, that's going to upset a lot of people, and it's going to mean that if they do come back next year, and as many of them intend to, a lot of their attendees are going to be so mad that they didn't get refunds this year, they're not going to come back. Now, some places, according to one article like SSXW, initially had said that they weren't giving refunds, but then later they said they are going to give 2021 tickets. So if you held a 2020 ticket, you can get a ticket for 2021, presuming the event actually happens in 2021.
And of course, if they're putting out deposits on things, the organizers, they may well not have the money to give refunds.
That's one of the problems. They've already rented the facilities, they've paid their insurance coverage, they've done everything they got to do.
And their insurance, for the most part, isn't going to cover this because it's an act of God.
That's right.
Supposedly. Although I wonder, does that change if they can prove that it was actually an act of the Chinese government?
It's going to be a tough one to prove.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way they're going to prove that is if somebody in the lab that cooked it up comes out and says, yeah, we did this. I mean, how else are they going to prove it?
I don't know. My understanding is that looking at the DNA of a thing, you can pull some conclusions as to whether or not it's engineered. I don't think you could reliably say who engineered it, but
let's go to your calls and thoughts here. Vaginitarian is on the line to start things up. I know she was planning on attending LibertyCon and now can't because they've canceled the event. Vaginitarian, what's on your mind tonight?
Yeah, I was going to call and talk about coronavirus at LibertyCon.
Uh-oh. Right as soon as we take your call, your connection went to crap, unfortunately, so it's hard to make out what you're saying. Do we have you?
Try again.
And we do not. We will try her back here in a little bit. Meanwhile, let's go back to the regular phones where Larry is on the line in Indianapolis. Larry, you're on Free Talk Live with Ian and Nobody.
How you doing, Ian and Nobody?
Hi, Larry.
Hey.
Is that the one who's going after the stripper?
What?
You better be sure it ain't a bot if you ain't seen her in person, buddy. Hey, listen.
Let's talk about your stripper friend.
Oh, what about her?
Okay. What about her? She might be what is a bot?
A bot?
On the internet.
A robot.
Well, somebody that has a false...
like catfish. No, she's not a catfish. She's a real person.
How do you know?
I think he's met her in real life.
But okay,
that's usually how you can tell.
I haven't met her in real life, but she's a politically engaged libertarian, and I've talked to her enough to know that she's a real person and she believes what she believes. And she posts pictures of herself at work, so on the regular with other people. So,
Larry, what were you calling about besides your concerns over the stripper on the internet?
Here's what I was calling about. Ever since you listen to the news every 30 minutes, quarantine. Well, quarantine is a police action, right?
Well, yeah, you've got to have the cops in order to effectively quarantine someone. Otherwise, it's just the honor system.
It's a police action. If you don't obey, then you're going to be forcibly quarantined with the use of deadly force.
That's right. That's usually how they do it.
What they're doing is they're trying to get us used to that word and used to people flipping it off. Yeah, he's going to self-quarantine. Well, they ain't going to be able to have a home for you to go to quarantine, so they're going to have somewhere to take you to quarantine. And another thing, too.
Okay, what?
They are destroying this economy. I mean, most of the service economy that relies on conventions and so forth. And
it's over. If your business was convention related, you're fired at this point.
It's true. And you've went out and spent so much money getting yourself geared up for these events and stuff, and made all the concessions and stuff that you're making, and then your bars downtown are going to be vacant. So I just think that it's awful strange that nobody's talking about the opioid problems anymore, the shift in character of our most definite problem. And I don't think that
there's going to be more people using opiates if they get fired from their jobs and they have they've got nothing going on. They're going to be severely depressed. They're going to turn to more drug use. They're going to be turning to more alcohol use. You're actually going to see more probably alcohol sales in the United States.
Rope-a-dope. And for them to say that they're going to make everybody whole that goes through this situation, that makes me think that they got something to do with it. Just like 9/11.
Now, who has said that? Who said they're going to make everyone whole?
That's what President Trump is saying, and the Democrats too. You want to give more.
They're going to print more money out? Is that how they're going to do it? Because that's the only option.
Trump is an idiot.
They're going to do and give you more money, but that's not going to help because you can't force somebody to come to your business if you have a business. You can't force them, especially after all this is going on with the schools closing down, teachers losing their money, being idle. And when is it going to come to a place where we have an employer maybe employing 30 or 40,000 people say, well, just don't come in today. So we're
already seeing people losing their jobs from various different companies who rely on tourism, for instance. We've seen, I think it was SXSW fired a third of their employees right out the gate because they can't afford to pay them. There's no event. Thank you for the call tonight, Larry. I appreciate it. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. And of course, as he was pointing out, this spreads into other areas. The bars in downtown Austin or wherever, they're not going to have the business they were expecting to have this week. There's more coming up here. 855-450-FREE, like freedom.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
You can be the smartest person in the room on the topic of the Constitution if you watch this free webinar. Liberty First University is online training on the principles of liberty and the origin, proper application, and defense of our founding documents and the principles they contain. You will receive an education worthy of the highest institutions of learning, as if the founders were teaching it. Join us at lfu.freetalklive.com to watch the free pre-recorded webinar. Watch now at lfu.freetalklive.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
The NFL announces a new zero-tolerance policy on videotaped domestic violence. A puzzled nation can remember the name Ferguson, but is not sure from where. And a man wearing an M&M jacket is apparently made in God's image. This is the Onion Week in Review. Tech giant Apple unveiled a brief, fleeting moment of excitement to the general public. The short-lived, ephemeral sense of wonder was released in front of an exclusive group of reporters and industry insiders at Apple's Silicon Valley headquarters.
Apple really made us wait, but this rapidly diminishing glimmer of pleasure was totally worth it. It was 100% better than any other temporary joys I've ever experienced.
And in this week's local news, an uneasy détente forms between a man sitting on a patio and a bee. In other news, a poll finds 80% of Americans would get in a vehicle with a stranger for a chance at a new life. Bank of America introduces a new $50 underdraft fee, and the nation's huggers announce plans for you to get over here.
This is the Onion News Network.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. Just dial toll free at 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And nobody, future governor of New Hampshire.
Liberty.menu is where you can go if you're an individual who rejects the initiation of force and agrees to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. If that describes you, you really ought to have your business or the thing that you do. Maybe you're an events coordinator and you're still going to have one this year, or you create digital content. There are categories for all of those things over at liberty.menu. Basically, it's like a libertarian business directory, and you can rate and review other people's businesses, plus there's a bit of a social networking aspect to it as well. So head on over to liberty.menu. You can use it for free. It doesn't cost anything but whatever time it takes you to go and add things to it. And so head over there and check it out. You can use code FTL on your listener or your user profile there, and you get a Free Talk Live listener badge for doing that. It's liberty.menu. As we continue here, we were talking about the fallout from these various different cancellations. We haven't even gotten into how government gangs are handling this situation, with the state of Massachusetts governor declaring a state of emergency. And what does that mean? Well, usually...
Quick, somebody panic.
Yeah, usually it means they can do whatever they want to do. Constitution be damned. But we actually started out by talking about this Trump travel ban, with a 30-day travel ban going into effect, I think today, if I'm not mistaken, or very, very soon. Yeah, I think it's today. If that is affecting 26 European countries. We can talk more about that as well. But your calls and thoughts are welcome.
Yeah, the thing about the travel ban, the thing about everything that they're trying to do to prevent people from getting it, is with the incubation period that it has, you're going to encounter so many people before you're sick or know that you're exposed, that I don't think they can do anything but slow it down. It doesn't. Yeah. It seems unlikely to me. I mean, they can't stop the flu, and the flu is easier to stop in a lot of ways, especially 2 to 3 day incubation period for the flu. So you shed for 2 days, but then, I'm sick, I'm staying home. And but if that's weeks, think of how many people you encounter in a week, and then
not many. I stay in my house.
Well, I was gonna say, and then consider the difference between like you and me and normal people, because we're both kind of hermity, but normal people are out there. They're going to the bar every night and encountering X number of people. They're going to a crowded workplace every day. And
a lot of workplaces are sending people home.
Number of people.
A lot of workplaces are saying,
or making it optional.
Right. If you can work from home, we want you to work from home, basically. And that's kind of an interesting development. Is now because of necessity. Or at least the feeling of necessity, people are coming up with ways to work from home, which, is a good thing, I think, for a lot of folks. Who doesn't want to work from home? That's like a nice perk.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing will be to see if there's a way to stop this thing. It's like the Chinese, if you believe their numbers, are having a fall in the number of cases they're seeing. But the other reason that people are more scared of this than the flu is there's a flu season. And at the end of the flu season, the flu kind of goes away for a while.
Maybe this will not have a season. Maybe this will be all year long.
Maybe it will be from here till eternity.
Who knows? Although
obviously, if it becomes a fact of life that this thing is floating around, then we would almost certainly see effective responses to it.
Well, there's a headline here that says that China says the coronavirus epidemic peak has passed. So they believe that it is on its way out.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to when I said if you believe their numbers, it's on the downslide. But the thing is, the Chinese lie so much.
The Chinese government.
The Chinese government. Let me not. This is not Chinese people. Right. I love Chinese people. I study kung fu. I love the culture. I love Taoism and the Tao Te Ching.
Yeah, me too.
So no. I'm talking about the Chinese government. It's like when I say the Americans do this. Well, I don't do this.
Yeah.
But the American government does it.
Yeah, I think it's important to be clear about that. So let's continue.
Thank you.
We've got, what do we got here? Larry, he's on the line in Georgia. Larry, you're on Free Talk Live. Hello.
Hey, guys, I was wondering if you would let me put over a Facebook group, pro-libertarian.
You want to promote it? Okay. What is it?
The Southside Freedom Community for people to connect on the south side of Atlanta.
Okay. What is it that's so cool about it?
I don't know. I'm just trying to connect all these counties on the south side of Atlanta so libertarians can network together.
I think it's a good idea.
I wish we had a radio station there in Atlanta so you could actually reach some more people, because I don't know how many of our internet listeners are actually listening in that area.
Well, maybe you could cross promote and put a link to Free Talk Live in your group.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be appreciated, Larry. Anything you actually want to talk about? Because it's way better to actually talk about stuff than just call and promote something.
I had something a couple of days ago, but I then forgot what it was. A couple of guys in the group already talk about Free Talk Live.
Okay,
cool.
Groovy.
Well, what are you seeing as far as people? Are they freaking out about coronavirus down there?
Yeah, it's going crazy. I'm listening to a lot of wrestling news clips, and they're talking about canceling WrestleMania this year.
Damn.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
Now we're getting big.
Did you hear that they canceled like one of those basketball tournaments, like something 10, the Big 10 or something like that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
They canceled the Big Ten.
I don't know what it's called.
League?
I don't know what it's called.
That's the league that the University of Michigan is in.
I honestly I don't know.
Learning that.
I remember hearing something about a 10 something or other with some kind of sports thing. I was on the phone with some program directors today, and they're having to deal with. They're just canceling the whole thing because I'd heard that there was this March Madness, which is not the same thing. I don't think. The March Madness. They've said they're going to do games, but only close. You can't go to the games. You can't attend. So I guess this 10 thing is different.
Can I bring this up to y'all?
Huh?
Can I bring this up to y'all? How do y'all feel about Vermin Supreme? I feel like he's a clown, man.
I love him. I love him.
Well, let me tell you, you hit on it. And I'm going to say exactly what Juice said back to you with a different inflection. He's a clown. He gets people's attention by making them laugh. He makes them think by making them laugh. And it's very important to view that, because a lot of the people who vote for Vermin Supreme are going to be voting for the system is a joke. And that's actually one of his slogans. The system is a joke. Let's make it a funny one. So to me, when I promote voting for Vermin Supreme, I'm promoting voting against the system. Because we know he's never going to take office. But let's face it, everything's rigged. Nobody we put forward is ever going to take office. The media is rigged. The electoral system is rigged. The government is rigged. Everything is rigged. As George Carlin said, it's a great big club controlling things, and we're not in it, and we will never be in it. And no amount of honestly playing the game will get us into it, because the system is hopelessly corrupt.
Larry, I know you're trying to get in there with your thoughts. If you want to hang on, we'll give you a chance to explain how you feel about Vermin. More coming up here in moments. I love the guy. I think he's incredibly entertaining and really intelligent. 855-450 free. If I were at the Libertarian Convention, which I'll never be because it would be awful, but if I were there, I'd definitely vote for Vermin Supreme in their primary. More coming up.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Now, there is Reveal. Beverly Hills celebrity dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman took nearly a decade to develop Reveal from natural botanicals to return to a full-body head of hair. Reveal for men and women with a 30-day money-back guarantee at gcnlife.com or toll free 844-443-6637. 844-443-6637. Reveal at gcnlife.com.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits, at MyPatriotSupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at MyPatriotSupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Are you afraid to go to the mailbox because of letter after letter from the IRS? Are they stacking on more and more penalties and interest? By now, you know the problem won't go away on its own. Don't let the IRS chase you to your grave with penalties and interest and liens and levies. You need real help now. I'm Dan Pilla. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I help thousands of people solve tax problems they thought couldn't be solved. I can help you too. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com. danpilla.com.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Dial toll free. Bring up what you want here. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. That's where you can join us and sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio. We're going to get back to Discord here in just a moment. But also, your calls and thoughts are welcome here tonight. It's Ian.
And nobody.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. They say that you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat currencies like the dollar in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new Divvy wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's divvyproject.org. As we go back to Larry in Griffin, Georgia, he had called with a question about Vermin Supreme, one of the candidates who is seeking the Libertarian Party's presidential nomination this year. And he's got my support, and it sounds nobody like he's got your support as well on this.
I will definitely support him if he is nominated. I will support whoever the Libertarian candidate is.
Sure, but I'm asking you, who do you support for the nomination?
I like Vermin for the nomination.
Mm-hmm.
I think that what he offers is a very valid path forward, and I'm kind of I've got a name for it. I want to start it, the Motley Caucus. And Motley was what they called the uniforms of jesters. And I would, as nobody running for office, I would be in that caucus, because my candidacy also is based on performance art. But the other guys, I love Adam Kokesh. Mm-hmm. I love, there's no bad people up on that stage is the thing, and none of them are going to get everything they want. So whichever any of those libertarians, I think, would be acceptable to me. I've got questions about a couple.
Larry, you called him a clown earlier, but to me, he's just the clown we need. At just the right time, because what's the old saying? If you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh or they'll kill you.
Yeah, we don't want them getting nailed to any trees.
Anyway, Larry, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like he's mocking the philosophy. One thing, when I started researching libertarian, probably in the early, O's, it was all about laissez-faire capitalism, and now he's saying he's a socialist, and we're inviting socialists into the mix. I don't like that fact.
What do you mean he's saying he's a socialist?
I've never heard him say he's a socialist, and, I've partied with the guy.
Yeah, we've talked to him when he's got the boot off.
Yeah. I would suggest that you watch have you seen the recent libertarian debates?
I saw the one in Nevada. Somebody posted that, and I reposted in the group.
Okay.
And they had John Mott in there.
Was Vermin in
also.
character or out of character for that?
He was out of character for the Nevada one.
Okay. Was he talking about socialism?
No, but I thought he's listed as a libertarian socialism, or what he claims to be a French candidate.
Yeah. See, he's never said anything like that to me. I think he appeals to a lot of people on the left. But the thing is, I mean, basically the platform he supports, libertarian socialists are not the same as like state socialists. They're people who want to start communes, basically. They might have grander dreams than that, but have you seen them? They're not going to pick up a gun and make those grander dreams happen. So what they're going to end up doing is starting little voluntary communes, and well, that's great. Let them. I might start one myself.
Yeah, I'd love to see. I don't know what Vermin has been saying on the campaign trail. I only see him when he comes here to New Hampshire, and I record video, and it's usually he's in character at the time, and it's just hilarious. But I would love to see the Bernie Bros and the Yang Gang come in, because I know he's been promoting to the Yang Gang recently, like, oh, well, Yang Gang sold you out. The Yang guy, he's endorsed Biden. So he's like, come on over to the Vermin camp, and it looks like a lot of them would be willing to. I think it'd be hilarious to have the reverse happen of what's happened the last two times, when a bunch of Republicans invaded the Libertarian Convention and nominated Gary Johnson and then some other Republican guys like Bill Weld for the presidential nominee, and to have the opposite happen, to have a bunch of Yang Gangers and other lefties come into the convention and nominate Vermin Supreme. I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah, I would love, and I'm in Yang Gang groups. I'm not in any Bernie groups because I get thrown out of those really fast. The fastest groups I got thrown out of were Bloomberg groups. But so I don't go in there and be strident, but I go in there, and when there's an opportunity, I try to. I try to reach out. But imagine if we had something to offer left libertarians, like a cryptocurrency that automatically contained a universal basic income, like Yang wanted. Okay,
but done voluntarily.
Voluntarily. You use it's part of the coin, and it's not the only coin in circulation. So, but every time you spend it, you're making a contribution to the cause. Now, these are people who say that they want a UBI, they want it paid for by taxes. So then we go and challenge them, and we say, okay, well, if you're willing to pay taxes for it, are you willing to use this coin where 10% or 3% or 1% or whatever percent of the transaction value is used, is just distributed to the people?
Odds are that's not going to be ready in time for this election, but it would be good to see the libertarians. It would be good to see the libertarians reaching out to the left instead of just the right, because that's the way it's felt for the last two election seasons. And so maybe this would be a little bit of a balancing act.
See, I was on the left before I became a libertarian. My last duopoly vote was for Bill Clinton the first time, because I'd only seen Republicans and I knew they were awful, so I thought I was a Democrat. And besides, I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. But I definitely, it didn't feel welcoming necessarily, a lot of the talk that I heard around the libertarian, as somebody coming from the left. And we do need to have both left libertarians and right libertarians working together when we can.
Larry, any other thoughts you want to share?
No, I got one more question. What's the difference between a civil libertarian and an income?
A civil libertarian? Is that what you said?
Yeah, civil libertarian. I know there's right libertarians and civil libertarians, which civil libertarians are.
A civil libertarians, that's something you'll hear in the press, and it refers to people who consider civil liberties important. So it's not necessarily like, it's not a political affiliation, it's more like an interest group. So like the ACLU would be described as civil libertarians.
Yeah, and an ANCOM is an anarcho-communist. Thank you, Larry, for the call tonight. I appreciate hearing from you. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. Let's try to bring Vaginitarian back on here. I think she said she's on a better internet connection on our Discord server. Go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me now, guys?
We got you. Go ahead.
Cool. So I was just going to talk more about the crazy coronavirus, because it is just affecting, like, way more than it should be, I think.
I totally agree.
I have... Every aspect of my life seems to have been touched by coronavirus, and I don't even have it. Like, not sick at all, haven't encountered anybody, haven't traveled, but yet my sister may be out of work, my mom may be out of work, I can't go to LibertyCon now. It's just interfering with my...
Can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening with your family and what you're experiencing? If you can, hang on. We can bring you back to do that here in just a moment. More with Vaginitarian. She said, she doesn't know anybody who's actually infected, but yet it's affecting her life.
And let me give you some perspective. Go out and look at some of the videos of what's happening to people in China as a result of this virus. It could get much, much worse.
We got more coming up here, and you'll have to tell us what you mean by that in a moment here, nobody. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. We got time for you if you want to join us here, plus the travel ban, states declaring states of emergency. What's New Hampshire's response so far? And you can bring up anything that's on your mind here. Hour 2's next. It's Free Talk Live.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app. Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com. Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat. your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,652. Silver at $16.95. And Bitcoin is trading around $7,921. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, according to the map of global COVID-19 cases provided by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, the total number of confirmed cases in the United States is 808, while the total cases worldwide has climbed to 118,101. The map indicates that there are 4,262 deaths worldwide, with 29 occurring in the U.S. The Mind Unleashed reports the map uses data from WHO, CDC, ECDC, NHC, DXY, and local media reports. The map is only as accurate as the data coming from the organizations and local media. It's important to remember that only those patients who are tested can be confirmed and thus accounted for in the data. At least 17 U.S. states have now declared state of emergency or made disaster declarations. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. The FBI has spent months trying to get an interview with Prince Andrew about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. But investigators have had no luck getting him to speak on the record about the case. The Mind Unleashed reports New York prosecutors told the press this week that the prince has completely shut the door on cooperating with authorities. They are now considering what further legal action can be taken. Andrew continues to deny any wrongdoing or knowledge of Epstein's many crimes, despite a growing body of evidence indicating that he was involved. Manhattan attorney Jeffrey Vermin described the prince as a co-conspirator. Andrew has previously promised to help investigators with the case, but has since removed himself from public life. He has also refused requests for interviews that investigators have sent to him. Andrew has made no public comments about the matter since promising to speak with investigators after his BBC interview, where he made numerous claims that were later exposed as lies. The U.S. Navy is secretly developing armed robot submarines that are controlled by onboard artificial intelligence, which could potentially kill without explicit human control. The Office of Naval Research is involved with the development of an AI system called Claws, which the agency described in budget documents as an autonomous undersea weapon system for clandestine use. Claws will, quote, increase mission areas into kinetic effects, end quote. According to a report by New Scientist, details of the killer submarines were made available as part of the 2020 budget documents. However, not much more is known. Very few details were publicly provided about the top-secret project, beyond the fact that it will use sensors and algorithms to carry out complex missions on its own. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Today's most popular video games take place in dangerous post-apocalyptic landscapes. But are these games doing enough to prepare our kids for the actual post-apocalyptic future we will all soon face?
Well, I think these games are quite effective at teaching our kids skills like finding shotgun ammo and leading elite squads of super soldiers.
But these aren't the advanced skills that they're going to need. They're going to need the more practical skills like how to find drinking water by collecting the morning dew in human skulls.
Or how to deal with depression when the sun is blocked out for 500 years by a cloud of radioactive dust.
Absolutely. Now, that's the type of knowledge these kids are going to need when their world has been turned into a brutal hellscape.
But these kids said that they know how to find items to barter at weapon shops and how to use medicine packs to heal zombie bites.
The games make it all seem deceptively simple. I mean, in the future, a kid's not going to be able to kill a 6-foot-long irradiated beetle just by pressing a few buttons, and he's going to have to get down there with an axe and hack and hack and hack.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. The number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. It's coronavirus madness as it continues. People canceling everything, it seems like. People getting fired from their jobs because of the economic downturn as a result of various different things being canceled. Lots of business isn't happening that was supposed to happen. And, well, if the money's not coming in, you can't pay your employees, so you got to cut jobs. We're seeing tremendous just ripple effects, if you will, from this coronavirus happening. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And nobody.
We're going to go back to your phone calls and thoughts, plus the travel ban. We haven't even really begun to talk about that yet. We're 26 European countries. There's going to be a ban on travel from and to those countries with a 30-day window at least to start. And we can talk more about that. Plus, how are some of the state governments responding to this, including full-on states of emergency, bans on assembly of over 100 people in some places. Let's go back to Vaginatarian, though. She was on the line with us and is still there. You were telling us, Vaginatarian, you're there in Virginia, about how this coronavirus just insanity is affecting your life. And you don't even have anybody that you know that has contracted it. You were saying that your mother and your sister are out of jobs. What's going on? Do we still have you? Did I lose Vaginatarian? Oh, she's still in the room, but she's not talking. All right. Well, maybe we'll hear more from her at some point. But let's go to Ralph. He's in Maine. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Ralph.
Hi. Boy, it looks like AIPAC, the American-Israeli Political Action Committee, they've infected the entire country, and yet no one wants to call them out or hold them accountable for keeping it a secret while people are spreading the virus and causing
Okay, you've got a
suffering
lot of built-in assumptions you haven't spilled out there. What are you saying they did?
Infected the country with what?
Well, they just had their big AIPAC conference, and they said they had 2/3 of Congress there, 18,000 people, and they had a whole bunch of people that had coronavirus, and that's who caused it in New York and New Rochelle. The epicenter there is the Young Israel Synagogue. You know, all these people are connected.
Okay, well, didn't the CPAC also have it, the Conservative Political Action Conference?
Yes, they did as well.
Yeah.
But
well,
they were
I'm sure
before
those people
AIPAC.
travel
The
a
same
lot.
people went to
So what's your point?
conferences. Well, take for example in Cleveland, where a busload of students that went to AIPAC came back and they were infected, and they won't even say who went. So other people like that went to other schools and went with them. They don't know. They won't tell people because they don't want the word to get out that AIPAC is the big distributor of coronavirus around the United States now.
Okay, but you also just admitted that the CPAC also was a conference. So basically, every conference is a big distributor of the coronavirus. Why do you focus on this one conference?
This conference just took place, and it had
So did
most
CPAC.
of our elected officials there.
So did CPAC.
Yes, they're both the same people.
Okay, but you keep saying
AIPAC.
AIPAC.
Because that was the latest one. That's the one where they found out that, like, all these rabbis and stuff that were there. That
Are you sure you're not just picking on them because there's Jewish people involved?
No, I'm not.
No?
And,
okay. It seems like you are, because you keep saying AIPAC over and over again as though it's like the one thing responsible for this.
AIPAC occurred after CPAC.
Who cares?
They should have already known that there were coronavirus infected people going to.
So what you're saying is they wanted to infect their own people with this? Was this like are you saying this was deliberate?
They don't want the word to get out now that AIPAC has infected our Congress. Why do you think all these people?
Thank God, we ought to send them flowers.
You do realize that thank you if you really did AIPAC, because I know if I turn up with this thing, I'm going to report to my local police station. But the you know that the Congress is together every day, right? They're schmoozing it up. They're sharing prostitutes. But
they didn't have coronavirus.
Good.
Until they went to
I'm
the
glad.
AIPAC meeting.
I'm so happy that those old scumbags have coronavirus now, and I hope they all die. Thanks for the call tonight. 855-450-FREE. I hope everyone in Congress passes away because of coronavirus, and then they just have to shut down the United States government.
I would not want to see Massey go. I would not want to see Rand Paul go.
Hey, you got to cook you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, and if that's what it takes to get rid of the entirety of Congress, I'm willing to see it happen. Come on. If you could get rid of all 535 congressmen in one fell swoop, just by getting rid of Rand Paul and this other guy, Massey, whoever you said, you tell me you wouldn't press that button?
I'm not big on the human sacrifice. My church doesn't allow it.
Yeah, so. No, that's true. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to murder. I don't want to. I don't want to kill somebody on my own volition, but I'm not going to shed any tears if everyone in Congress comes down with coronavirus. Not going to shed a single tear. I'll laugh about that. They deserve it.
Certainly they do. If you add up on a rational scale, sure. I just wouldn't make that call myself, But they've. If you divide the number of deaths caused by the United States government by the 535.
They got a lot of blood on their hands.
And yeah, there's like 25 more, like the Supreme Court that you can add to that, and they're the actual holders of power in America. And if you divide the number of deaths they've caused by their number, well, as a prosecutor, I would probably go for the death penalty. I have to admit.
Well, no, I've said plenty of times I don't think violence solves problems. The coronavirus isn't violence. That's just nature.
Yeah, well, it could be karma.
Well, as Baraka66 points out, if all of Congress died, he says he doesn't think anything would be different. I mean, that's definitely true. The government goons would still continue to do their violence against peaceful people. The bureaucrats would continue to be there and continue to do their horrible, victimization of innocent folks.
I don't know. Well, I think the one thing that would happen is, the influx of new blood, I think, would be good because, you don't see, there's only a limited number of people that are in the club, and, maybe bringing, maybe some people who aren't in the club would be able to squeeze into Congress.
Well, I appreciate your optimism,
but
at least
I don't know.
They wouldn't be as corrupt when they started, but give them a year and they'd probably be just as corrupt.
Well, there's that too. Maybe not as skilled at it though.
True. Not as well connected. Trump's announcement, by the way, that travel is going to be banned from 26 or two. Maybe from and to 26 different European countries, excluding Britain and Ireland, as well as excluding American citizens. The travel ban takes effect as of midnight on Friday. So if anybody was planning on coming to Disney World from Europe, well, your plans just got canceled.
And Disney World's closed too.
Did they close Disney World?
Yeah. Disneyland, Disney World, Adventureland, it's all closed.
Wow. See, I hadn't heard that. I heard that they, okay, interesting. Was that like breaking news yesterday? Because I was reading an article a couple days ago about how theme parks are handling this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're probably right. I just don't know.
I picked it up today, so
okay.
Of course, I did not verify it, so take it for what it's worth. Google it. Let me know.
According to 3 hours ago, Orlando, Florida, report from WKMG, Disney, other Florida theme parks remain open despite the spread of coronavirus. So
really?
They're still open.
Okay.
I imagine the amount of people attending is relatively low compared to what it was, but
yeah.
Trump's announcement has disrupted the travel plans of tens of thousands of people and hit airlines that are already reeling from the coronavirus outbreak, which has now been branded a pandemic and has killed more than 4,600 people worldwide. We'll talk about the mass panic that some people have described this as. 855-450 free. If you want to join us, this is Free Talk Live.
She's such a beautiful little puppy. I mean, we walk around the block and neighbors always say, her hair is so beautiful. Healthy and shiny and glossy. DINOVITE.com.
Fatty acids, omega-3s, and omega-6s are great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
I would really recommend people starting their puppies on Dynavite before they get into what I would call the misery index. Bad skin, bad ears, bad breath.
Because if they're getting all their vitamins, micronutrients, microbials from the beginning, then you're not going to run into the problems associated with the allergies, grass, pollen, dust, dirt, fleas, ticks, you name it, and the itching and shedding down the road.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
Dynavite for life.
This is Ed Lukasevic.
And Cindy Lukasevic.
Inviting you and your pets to Dynavite.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything that you want here. The toll-free number, 855-450-FREE like freedom. Oh, and apparently, why did I choose this user? That's the name of the person in our DLive chat. He says, nobody, you were partially right. Apparently, Disneyland has closed in California, but Disney World is open in Florida.
Oh, okay. I don't do Disney. So, mi no gusta el diablo ratón.
You don't like the
rat?
Devil? Okay. Okay. Very good. So we're talking about the travel ban and how that's affecting people. And, you know, they may end up closing some of these theme parks just because no one's going to them. Certainly people may be told to stay home or laid off from their jobs or temporarily furloughed or what. There's a lot of possible effects from this that we're only likely just beginning to feel. Tremendous drops in the price of Bitcoin. Even since the start of the show, Bitcoin has dropped $500 per coin. It was $5,500 or $5,600. It's now around $4,900. It was as low as $4,500 just 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
So it's been a crazy day in the world of, you know, the markets and cryptocurrency. There's a lot to talk about here, nobody. And we're going to do it all as much as we can. We're going to bring you into the discussion. If you want to join us, the toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Don't forget, if you want to learn about cryptocurrency, it is a buying opportunity right now. Now, of course, tomorrow we could wake up and it might be $3,000 per coin. Remember the last time there was the big spike in 2017. Remember when it spiked up to around $19,000, the record high for Bitcoin? It then tumbled down to at around $3,000. I think was around its low point after it tumbled from that spike. So right now we're seeing it at around $4,900. If it goes below $3,000 on this drop down, that'll be a pretty big deal. And who knows where it'll stop. If it can break that last floor at $3,000 and go below that, I mean, we may be seeing $1,000 Bitcoin again.
Well, the other interesting thing, though, is going to be what happens to the other cryptos, because Bitcoin is not it in terms of crypto. I think some of the other coins I much prefer BCH.
That's Bitcoin Cash.
Cheaper to use.
Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash. It's cheaper to use. It works just as well. The only advantage to Bitcoin is there are more people who accept it, but you know that's not a law of nature.
And it won't necessarily stay that way forever.
No, so I hope people get away from the Bitcoin is crypto mentality. And the other thing is, I've always thought that the digital gold concept was nonsense, because Bitcoin can't be worth more than its value as a means of making payments. So basically, it's a coin with a value of zero. It's all seigniorage.
What is that?
Seigniorage is the difference between the amount of gold contained in a coin and the face value of that coin. And coins always have to be made to contain a little bit less than their face value in actual gold, because that pays for the minting process. So, but then once you've made the coin is more valuable than a lump of gold,
right? Because
it's been assayed. You know its purity. You know that it is the right amount, and you can use it easily and trade with others.
Sure. Same thing's true with the gold back, where they put some effort into making it more useful, tradable. That's worth something.
Yeah. You know? But it also contains metal, so you can't just make them out of thin air. You know, you can't just print them.
like the government does with its money, which you can better believe is going to do. I saw another headline recently where the U.S. government just printed out like $180-something billion and pumped that into the economy.
Yeah.
Which, of course, that's inflation. That is an inflation of the money supply, and that will likely result in higher prices. Although we are seeing some prices come down, like the price of gasoline, apparently.
Well, the price of gasoline is coming down because of the demand.
Right.
People aren't driving as much. They're not running as much. But this is actually it's interesting because precious metals are going up now.
Bitcoin's come or not Bitcoin. Gold has come down in the last few days. It was as high as 1675, and I believe it's around 1550.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of stuff bleeding out. Go to local.bitcoin.com. You can buy and sell Bitcoin Cash there. But more importantly, just go to bitcoin.com to learn about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and get the basics, because now's a good time to start learning about cryptocurrency. It's not going away.
Nope.
And this may be a really good buying opportunity if you've got some savings, some money that you can afford to lose. This may be a good time to get into it. Now, of course, I don't know. We can't predict the future. I mean, it could keep crashing. I mean, the difference between today and yesterday, the price of Bitcoin is pretty significant. But go and learn the basics over at bitcoin.com, and you can share your thoughts with us here at 855-450 free like freedom. So we continue here. We were talking about the travel ban that is apparently going into effect. I thought it was today, but it's actually midnight tonight. Is when this travel ban is going into effect. It'll affect 26 countries. 20-year-old, over in Europe, by the way, 20-year-old Anna Grace, U.S. student at Suffolk University, was on her first trip to Europe. She has swiftly changed her booking to fly home from Madrid's airport instead of going on to France. She said it caused a mass panic. Nearby, Christina Elvira, a pensioner traveling to Miami, felt relieved to leave Spain, where new cases have increased exponentially over the past days to make it the most badly affected European country after Italy and France. She said as she checked in for her flight, we are lucky to be able to leave Europe. Some, however, were worried about what to expect when they arrive in the United States. One Spaniard who works in the U.S., Miguel Paracuelos, says, I have had to change my ticket and bring the trip forward because if not, I would have found the border closed. He said it's the measure that Trump has taken because he is inept and he has not been able to take any action there. He is somewhat blaming the external enemy, in this case, Europe. Trump has said that he had to act because the European Union failed to take adequate measures to halt the spread of the coronavirus. At Paris's main international airport, another man echoed the criticisms of Trump, who had triggered confusion by initially suggesting that the trade and cargo from Europe would also be banned. He later clarified in a tweet that trade will in no way be affected. So they're going to allow products to continue to cross the borders, but not human beings. However, it will still affect things. It will affect business. It will affect tourism. And a lot of Americans, maybe Trump didn't think about this, but a lot of Americans stand to lose their jobs as a result of this travel ban. Quote, it wasn't clear what Trump meant. It was a poorly planned, poorly worded statement, said the man who also works for a hydraulic equipment firm and had been due to fly home Saturday at the end of a 7-day visit to France. He said, quote, Trump said it's not a health crisis, but it is, and that it's not an economic crisis, but it is. We don't believe what Trump says anymore. Crew member for Delta said it's going to be a big mess. He asked not to be named, saying further, we weren't expecting something like that. We don't have all the details to know what it means for us and for the company. Well, I'll tell you what it means. If this becomes protracted, it's going to mean people get laid off. That's what it's going to mean. I've already heard that some of these flights are empty.
Yeah.
Airlines are flying without almost anybody on them. Now, I don't know how exaggerated that is, but that's what I've heard.
No, it's actually true, and they have to keep flying because if they stop flying, they'll lose their slots in the airport.
Really?
So that's why they're flying the empty planes.
So they're just throwing money down a hole. More coming up here. Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project early movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Does this ever happen to you? Moments after you're introduced to someone, you forget his or her name. It's a common faux pas you'll want to avoid, especially if you're a job seeker. And even if you're not, here's a tip. As you are being introduced, and while you're still shaking hands, smiling, and making eye contact, say the person's name aloud. Not only does that make a deposit in your memory bank, it acknowledges the other person. And that is more than a nuance, as is maintaining eye contact. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. Toll-free number, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you in the studio tonight, you've got Ian.
And nobody.
Also, cryptocurrency. We're big fans here on Free Talk Live. But if you're going to get into crypto, you got to have a wallet so you can store safely your cryptocurrency. And also, of course, trade and sell and buy it. That's what Edge Wallet allows you to do, and they make it so easy. On iOS or Android devices, support for Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin BTC, Bitcoin SV, Ethereum, tokens, Dash, Monero, Ripple, Stellar, and others. You can go to edge.app to learn more about Edge Wallet and help secure your freedom with Edge. They've got a great product. I used it tonight. Actually, I was out and about in Keene. We actually have real-life businesses that accept crypto here, so it's really easy to use Edge Wallet. And you know what? Breaking news. According to Why did I choose this user in DLive? And I just verified the headline. CNN now reporting Disney World has just announced they're closing. So they were open.
Nobody can tell the future.
Not so much now. Edge.app. Go get your Edge wallet, download it from the Google or Apple App Store, and start getting into cryptocurrency. Tonight's a great night to take those steps. So we talked about the travel ban, but what about the other, reactions? How are state government gangs dealing with this? Some of them in a pretty oppressive manner. Massachusetts declaring a state of emergency, according to CNBC. Government gangsters in Massachusetts declared the state of emergency a couple of days ago. They announced 51 new presumptive positive cases, more than doubling the state's total number of cases overnight. Earlier in the day, Harvard University instructed their students to vacate the campus. Governor Charlie Baker declared the state of emergency. Apparently, they've got a lot of cases down there, but interestingly, the state of New Hampshire isn't handling it the same way, which is one of the things I really like about New Hampshire is whenever Massachusetts' government is freaking out about something, you don't see the same reaction here in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a headline, this came out yesterday, so it's pretty fresh, that the New Hampshire governor is not recommending canceling events because of coronavirus. In a news conference, health officials said 5 people in New Hampshire have tested positive for the coronavirus. 2 were people who had identified travel risks for contracting the virus. Other 3 had had direct contact with someone with the virus. A person who works for a company in Bedford has tested positive, and the company there says the person is self-quarantined, was last at the office park on March 6th. Dr. Benjamin Chan, state epidemiologist, said the state is working to rapidly increase its testing capacity. Quote, we want people to feel empowered to make decisions to protect their own health. Chan said there's no evidence of broader community transmission of the virus in New Hampshire. He said, we certainly don't want people to live in fear or panic or anxiety. So we want to provide accurate and up-to-date information on a routine basis and make sure people feel free to go about their daily activities and attend school and other important activities and not be in fear of their health, which is a completely different kind of a message than what you're getting from a lot of places, which is just fear, fear, fear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it is the coverage has been pretty intense.
Well, that's what they want. I mean, the mainstream media wants you to be afraid, so you'll tune in through a commercial break and listen to the other coverage that they're going to tell you about. Sununu, this is the governor of the state of New Hampshire, said the state is not recommending that any public events be canceled or postponed at this time. Friday's Battle of the Badges hockey game to benefit the Children's Hospital of Dartmouth will go on as scheduled, but it will be played without spectators. Beth Daly, chief. Now, of course, it's different when an individual organization will decide, and that's fine. If a individual group organization wants to say, okay, nobody can come attend this event or we're going to cancel our event, okay, fine. But if it's not coming from the state, then I'm not as upset by it.
Yeah.
Whereas if the state is handing down diktats like they are in Ohio, where they're banning gatherings of over 100 people.
Wow.
Now, I don't have the First Amendment in front of me right now, but by my recollection, it's supposed to protect the right to assemble. The First Amendment doesn't say, yeah, you have the right to assemble, but only to a level at which is okay by the government.
Right.
So if you want to assemble with 1,000 people and you got that much support, you should be able to do that. Like Virginia, where they had 22,000 people there at the state capitol for the gun rally a couple months ago. If you can put 20,000 people together, you should have the right to hold that on a public place, whether it be out in front of the governor's mansion or the state house or whatever, but in the state of Ohio. And they're not the only state that's doing this, by the way. Governor Mike DeWine there announced several statewide orders that will impact Ohio residents. They're going to close all public and private schools there for 3 weeks through at least April 3rd. And according to the story here, also, again, banning mass gatherings of more than 100 people. And the only way you can ban something like that is if you threaten violence against them, meaning that if somebody gets together with 101 people in a public place, then the cops can be called and then they will shoot you if you don't disperse.
Yeah.
because that's the only solution.
Or drag you off to jail.
Let's go to the phones here. Someone, I thought it was Vermin, but it's actually Vernon in New Orleans. Vernon, you're on Free Talk Live.
Well, that was quick. I just got done with the screener. So I just wanted to make a comment about the coronavirus. I think a lot of these people are canceling stuff because of the liability that they may incur if they keep these events going. For instance, I just wonder if this had happened back in the 70s or 60s when lawsuits weren't so prevalent, if everything would be canceled like it is now, you know?
Well, I mean, what if you just had people sign a waiver? I mean, you don't have to have liability for the actions of your attendees. If somebody comes to a conference and they're sick, and, you know, that's not the responsibility of the conference. People get sick at conferences all the time.
And I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know anything about law. I just pretend to be one. Could it be that they're supposed to, like, it's their due diligence basically to look out for the safety of their patron, and then could that also apply eventually to a grocery store or to more essential things like a bank? You know, that may be afraid of customers, or you're right. Will we get to a point where we have to sign a waiver to go to Walmart or something? You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is the responsibility. I'm not an attorney, right? This isn't legal advice, but I mean, people go to conferences and they get sick all the time. It's just sort of one of those things that they say about conferences is when you go to a conference, everybody's shaking hands, right? There's all kinds of germs being passed back and forth. It's not uncommon for people to come down with something after having attended a conference. So, I mean, this is people being extra cautious over something that, you know, doesn't really seem to be as bad as people are making it out to be. It's the reaction that's really the worst part about all of this, in my opinion.
So let me ask another similar topic before we run out of time. Let's just say that there's a quarantine declared in Key, and you're basically not supposed to go out. And let's just pretend it gets to the point of like it is in Italy, where you're supposed to have papers to show that you have a legitimate business or you have legitimate medical need and travel. How do you think the libertarian community up there will respond to that?
I think that would be a problem.
Yeah, but how would we respond to it?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if some people would boogaloo at that point.
Well, that's what I'm like. You can't. You know, obviously this is a show about government protest. Yeah, we can't say bad words on the radio because you're going to get kicked off the station, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same kind of thing. Are y'all going to conform to the government, you know, telling you what to do? Or are you all going to be more of activists and stand up and, you know, and do you know, peaceful protests, I guess, or peaceful disobedience?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person who likes to test the limits and push the boundaries. So, I mean, I guess it would just depend on what the prohibition was and how ridiculous I thought it was.
Yeah.
And
it would depend on what the Earth people thought for me. I mean, if the Earth people are behind me, it's a lot easier
get behind it,
to go forward.
Thank you, Vernon, for the call tonight. I appreciate it. I'll give you an example of one of the things that I would have done if I were in the Marianas coming up.
Hey everyone, Proactive MD has an incredible offer for our radio listeners only. Stay tuned for our exclusive offer that includes a free charcoal pore cleansing brush and free shipping. Proactive MD with prescription strength adapalene can heal and prevent future breakouts. Today, for just $19.95, we're offering listeners the 3-piece Proactive MD system with free shipping, plus a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. Get this exclusive offer by calling now, 1-800-583-8662, or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. You heard right. Proactive MD plus free shipping and a free gift, the new charcoal pore cleansing brush. You'll get all this for just $19.95 and their 60-day money-back guarantee. You're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you get your money back. Call now, 1-800-583-8662. That's 1-800-583-8662. Or go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO. Again, go to proactive.com and enter promo code RADIO.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with Reputation Defender. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with Reputation Defender. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771 for your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with Reputation Defender. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771.
Free Talk Live.
This was the quote from the DEA's paperwork. Only products that were primarily intended or designed for use in injecting, ingesting, inhaling, or otherwise introducing marijuana and other controlled substances into the human body.
Injects marijuana?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how out of touch these people are.
They're trying to make it look like marijuana users are strung
Injecting
out
things.
heroin junkies.
Right.
And it's just not true.
No.
Look, if you were to ever even try to put plant material in a syringe and inject that into your veins,
It's going to go poorly for you.
it's going to work once. You're going to get high one last time if you even make it to that point.
Yeah. That's not a good idea.
Never in the history of marijuana consumption has anyone ever injected it into their veins.
Yeah. Kids, don't try that at home.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, dial toll free, bring up anything that you want. Our number, it's 855-453, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're over at discord.lrn.fm. And I want to say thanks to Joshua, who is a Free Talk Live Silver Amplifier. Joshua supporting the show via the AMP program. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote. And what it means is that it is a way for you to get behind what we do here and reaching out to other radio stations, bringing new stations on board. I've been calling a bunch of stations this week, trying to get Free Talk Live on the air. We're on over 200 stations right now. We could be on 300. It is possible. 400 is also possible. But it takes time, it takes money, it takes effort. That's what the AMP program is all about. It's about helping us out to accomplish more spreading of the ideas of freedom. Go to amp.freetalklive.com, ampamp.freetalklive.com. It's Ian and nobody in the studio here tonight. Katie the G in our chat room over on the Discord just pointed out that census letters came in the mail today. I have already deposited mine in the circular file. So I don't know how you're going to be handling yours, nobody. Did you get it next door?
I didn't look.
You probably did.
But if it's there, I don't know. I might find something creative to do with it. I don't know.
Well, 10 years ago, I actually refused to participate. They sent an agent to my house twice
Oh, nice.
To try to, they weren't mean. They tried to persuade me to participate in their little census, and I refused while recording video. So if anybody wants to know what that's like, you can just go to the Free Keen YouTube channel and search for census, and that should come up with both of those videos.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if they come to my. Nobody lives here.
They didn't do anything. They said the forms and the paperwork they send you says it's required by law, this and that. There's a lot of kind of threatening language associated with it, but nobody or no one ever arrested me or threatened me or did anything. They just sent somebody back a second time, and they gave up after that.
Yeah. And
I didn't even answer the one question that you're supposed to have to answer, the constitutional one about how many people live in the household. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of their business.
Yeah.
So if you want to comment on the census, you can do that. We've been talking about coronavirus here throughout the show tonight. The travel ban is going to be in place as of midnight, affecting 26 European nations. That's going to be a huge hit to business. And we're seeing apparently now Disney World is closing down. I suspect you're going to see other theme parks following suit as well. So, I was saying the other day, this is the lamest year of my life so far.
Huh.
There's like nothing you can do. Not that I go out and do a bunch of stuff anyway, but like if I wanted to go to some sort of a conference, you basically can't at this point because every one of them's been canceled thus far. Now, maybe later in the year, conferences will still happen after, hopefully, we get through this thing. But for right now, I mean, everything so far is just, it's not happening. And you want to go to Disney World? Can't do that now, which of course means a lot of people are getting fired from their jobs. And that's going to have a huge economic impact on people's lives because if the economy is in a downturn and people are getting fired, well, maybe some places will be hiring, like the factories that manufacture hand sanitizer or whatever. But a lot of people are going to be having a tough time as a result of this. It's not cool. Not good at all.
Yeah.
We're also talking about how the state governments are responding with the state of Massachusetts putting in what they call a state of emergency. And of course, it's not just Massachusetts, just reporting on them because they're nearby where we are. We're here in New Hampshire, where the governor has made a statement essentially saying that he does not want public events to be canceled or postponed at this time. They're saying, New Hampshire's government saying, just go ahead, go forward, make your own decisions, but they're not going to force some sort of government diktat down on all these whatever events might be happening in New Hampshire. At least that's the position as of yesterday. So hopefully they will continue to hold with that particular position. The state epidemiologist, Dr. Benjamin Chan, is making statements about making people feel empowered to make decisions to protect their own health. He wants to provide accurate and up-to-date information so that people can feel free to go about their daily activities and attend school and other important activities and not be in fear of their health. Beth Daly, who's the chief of the Bureau of Infectious Disease Control, said, quote, in terms of canceling events, the CDC came out with new guidelines. It's a phased approach based on the level of community transmission that's in your area. Chan said most people with COVID-19 experience mild symptoms. Populations at higher risk of severe symptoms include people older than 65 and people with medical conditions, including diabetes, heart disease, or chronic lung disease. So if you're already majorly infirmed or you are elderly, then this is more likely to affect you if you catch it. He said people should monitor travel advisories and possibly discuss future travel plans with your doctor. If you want to comment here, you're welcome to join us. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We do have other things to talk about here tonight. I think I've kind of exhausted most of like the major headlines that I've spotted over the last few days. Like, yeah, we got to talk about this stuff. But there are there's other news worth discussing here, including another Bitcoins seller at localbitcoins.com being charged with money laundering by U.S. Homeland Security. We see these cases a couple times a year where they trot out another person and they say, well, this person doesn't have a money transmitter license. They don't have they're not a money services business. Oh, yeah. And they also thought they were going to help a meth dealer buy some Bitcoin. Because in almost every one of these cases, it's an undercover Homeland Security investigator who is making multiple purchases from somebody on Localbitcoins or one of the other Bitcoin selling venues out there. And then they end up revealing that they're planning to use the Bitcoins for some sort of a criminal conspiracy. And then once the person is aware that the Bitcoins that they're going to sell this person, who's the undercover agent, is part of a criminal plot, then it becomes money laundering. And if they go through with that plan, then they become a money launderer and they get arrested after they make a couple more sales to the person. You know, they always got to have more than one sale. Right. And then they go to court and the person will likely plead guilty because, well, by the definition of money laundering, they're guilty. So that's also in the news here. We can talk about that. If you want to join the show, you can bring up what you want, whether it's the census or coronavirus or whatever's on your mind. Our number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms as well over at discord.lrn.fm. So do you have any other thoughts on coronavirus, nobody, or should we move on?
Nobody has anything else left to say about that.
Coindesk.com reporting on Washington State resident Kenneth Warren Rule has been charged with laundering over $140,000 in Bitcoin after agents with Homeland Security investigations made a series of undercover cash for crypto deals with the 26-year-old. Mr. Rule faces multiple counts of operating an unlicensed Bitcoin money transmitter business and laundering monetary instruments after allegedly meeting with government agents posing as criminals interested in buying untraceable Bitcoin. Come on, CoinDesk. I mean, this is a Bitcoin website. This isn't like CNBC. This isn't, the Wall Street Journal. This isn't the New York Times. This is a crypto website. CoinDesk saying that Bitcoin is untraceable. Come on.
Is that what they were saying?
That's
or
what it
are
says.
They quoting?
No, it's the article itself. It says that untraceable Bitcoin for their human trafficking operation.
Good Lord, for human trafficking.
Rule was a seller on Localbitcoins, peer-to-peer trading platform.
Rule's an idiot.
Yes. Or he's just greedy and not that, not experienced, right?
Well,
he's 26. Maybe he didn't know better.
Yeah. And, well, the thing is, I mean, if it's actual human trafficking, wow. Yeah, that's, I mean, even if it wasn't illegal, I would be like, yeah, I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah, well, I'm with you there. And also, it's interesting. This must be, these cases take a long time to put together. So this must be somewhat old because it was like within the last year that Localbitcoins actually got rid of the local aspect of the website. And apparently they were meeting up in person with this guy. So it used to be that Localbitcoins, they had different areas that you could search in. So if you were in Seattle or whatever, you could say, you want to buy or sell Bitcoins in person. You could go meet them at McDonald's or, the food court at the mall or something like that. And they hand over the cash and you release the coins from localbitcoins.com. They got rid of that completely from the website.
Right.
So you can't even do local purchasing anymore. But let's talk about what happened in this case. I got more information here about this. It's definitely a heads up to anybody who's considering selling Bitcoin online. You do need to be aware of this, that these federal agents are looking to bust you. They're looking to set you up. And so don't engage in any, knowingly, in any kind of criminal activity with these people. Don't support criminal activity, unfortunately. More coming up. Free Talk Live.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,652, silver at $16.95, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,921. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, according to the map of global COVID-19 cases provided by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, the total number of confirmed cases in the United States is 808, while the total cases worldwide has climbed to 118,101. The map indicates that there are 4,262 deaths worldwide, with 29 occurring in the U.S. The Mind Unleashed reports the map uses data from WHO, CDC, ECDC, NHC, DXY, and local media reports. The map is only as accurate as the data coming from the organizations and local media. It's important to remember that only those patients who are tested can be confirmed and thus accounted for in the data. At least 17 U.S. states have now declared state of emergency or made disaster declarations. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. The FBI has spent months trying to get an interview with Prince Andrew about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. But investigators have had no luck getting him to speak on the record about the case. The Mind Unleashed reports New York prosecutors told the press this week that the prince has completely shut the door on cooperating with authorities. They are now considering what further legal action can be taken. Andrew continues to deny any wrongdoing or knowledge of Epstein's many crimes, despite a growing body of evidence indicating that he was involved. Manhattan attorney Jeffrey Vermin described the prince as a co-conspirator. Andrew has previously promised to help investigators with the case, but has since removed himself from public life. He has also refused requests for interviews that investigators have sent to him. Andrew has made no public comments about the matter since promising to speak with investigators after his BBC interview, where he made numerous claims that were later exposed as lies. The U.S. Navy is secretly developing armed robot submarines that are controlled by onboard artificial intelligence, which could potentially kill without explicit human control. The Office of Naval Research is involved with the development of an AI system called CLAWS, which the agency described in budget documents as an autonomous undersea weapon system for clandestine use. Claws will, quote, increase mission areas into kinetic effects, end quote. According to a report by New Scientist, details of the killer submarines were made available as part of the 2020 budget documents. However, not much more is known. Very few details were publicly provided about the top-secret project, beyond the fact that it will use sensors and algorithms to carry out complex missions on its own. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Despite being objectively awful people, newly engaged couple Ross Bird and Jessica Black want their upcoming wedding to really reflect their personalities.
We're pulling out all the stops to have a kind of wedding that just screams us.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bluegrass band playing 80s pop songs. Because Ross loves bluegrass, but I love 80s music.
And then at the end of the ceremony, this is great, we're going to pass out sparklers to all the guests.
Sources claim that a bunch of candles in mason jars and an Instagram photo booth will truly capture the essence of the insufferable pair.
We didn't want some big, stuffy ceremony.
Yeah,
It should feel more like a fun dance party for our friends.
Because the night's about us, yes, but I mean, it's also, about the people who make us, us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And those people love us exactly for our uniqueness.
Sources hoped with every fiber of their being that these two would be divorced within a year.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can dial toll-free and join us here. The number, 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. Joining you in the studio tonight, you've got Ian.
And nobody.
Of course, you can bring up anything that you want. We've been discussing mostly some of the reactions of the state government gangs and industry to this coronavirus scare. We've seen a travel ban going into place tonight at apparently midnight, banning travel from 26 different European countries, from and to, presumably, with the exception of apparently Americans. So only Europeans are being prevented from traveling. Which, of course,
right. Well, generally they'll let citizens return where they came from.
Yeah, that's they would have to, right? Like they got to be out of here at some point. But no, they're not going to be able to come here during that time if they are from Europe, for instance, if they are European citizens.
Right.
So, yeah, you can talk about all that stuff here on Free Talk Live, or bring up whatever's on your mind. We've got to get into this story about another Localbitcoins seller who's been targeted by Homeland Security and busted for so-called money laundering, and odds are he's probably going to get found guilty of this. We can tell you more about that story, and we can take your calls and thoughts. We got David on the line in San Francisco. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Remind me to talk about jury nullification when that comes back.
Let's do that for sure. David, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, how are you? I wasn't interested in jury nullification unless it was to re-impeach Trump.
I don't think it works that way.
Do that. Well, yeah, I don't know if you know what spontaneous abortion is, but
nope.
You ever had the flu and you were puking and you thought you'd puke up your guts?
No.
Right?
No, I mean,
I've never had the flu. I don't get flu shots, so.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, you've never had the flu so bad?
I've had
I
the
don't
flu,
get it
but
myself. Yeah.
I've never felt like I was going to puke up my guts. No, that sounds really awful.
Oh, it is. It is. And, in certain cases, women can have a spontaneous abortion if they get into a puking fit. And so today, when the Republicans had their chance to vote for the $8 billion coronavirus bill, they decided to play games with it and slip in some anti-abortion language to make sure that any woman puking up her guts and going into a spontaneous abortion couldn't have an abortion.
What?
Yeah, dead serious.
They've outlawed spontaneous abortion?
Beg pardon?
They've outlawed spontaneous abortion?
No, they've outlawed. The woman's going to have to pay the bill. In other words, now to make sure that that America is not paying for abortion.
What bill? I'm sorry. I thought you were saying that it would be prohibiting a woman from puking her guts out on her own. What does that have to do with paying a bill? I'm really confused. What are you saying?
Well, your medical science is lacking. But
you're the one calling about this. I'm just trying to understand you. Are you a doctor?
I am saying that if 500,000 women have this flu, and some of them start puking so hard that they have a spontaneous abortion,
okay,
that the federal government, under this brand new spending bill, emergency spending bill for the coronavirus, that the American government will not pay for abortions, and that woman is going to have to pay the full medical bill because, by God, the Republicans...
Why would there be I don't understand why there would be a medical bill for a woman who has an abortion on her own. She didn't go to a doctor. She just puked.
She went in for the flu and ended up having puking so hard that she spontaneously aborted.
So you're saying this happens in the doctor's office where the woman would just happen to be puking and then they'd bill her because she puked
could be
in
in the back
bathroom?
of a cab. It could be any.
Why would there be a bill for that?
You go into the emergency room, right?
Yeah.
So part of the $8 billion spending bill is toward funding the emergency hospitals that have got emergency cases coming in, right?
Okay.
And by the way,
so you're saying, just to be clear, you're saying that she has an abortion in the back of a cab, then goes to the emergency room, says, "Hey, I just had an abortion. I've got the flu." You're saying if she tells them she's got an abortion, then she won't be paying. They won't be paying.
Are you having fun with this?
I'm just trying to understand what you're saying, dude. You're so obtuse about this. You're saying there's going to be some sort of medical bill for a woman having her own abortion outside of a medical clinic, but then you're saying, okay, wait, no, she's going to go to the emergency room, and then she's going to tell them she had an abortion. They're going to say, sorry, that's not covered. Is that what you're saying?
Read what happened.
I'm not going to read
Congress
a damn thing,
today.
dude. I'm not going to read Congress's garbage.
You're just a liar.
No, I'm not
You're
lying
just
about
an
anything.
outright
What am I
liar.
lying about?
You're having games with this. The Republicans held up the $8 billion bill today because they wanted to have abortion bill in it.
Okay, and what exactly does the abortion bill say?
You're just playing
that
games.
America will not pay for anything similar to an abortion, even though it's spontaneously caused by this flu virus.
Interesting.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I don't think there should be centralized government health care in the first place, and I support a woman's right to abort a baby. What do you think about that?
Well, that sounds neat and logical, but where are you on making sure that this coronavirus... Do you know that the Trump's position on this coronavirus is to let market forces deal with it? Now,
Well, that sounds nice, except he's not doing that. He just put in a travel ban.
He is.
No, he's not. He put in a travel ban against 26 European nations. That's not using the marketplace. That's government force.
Well, it's funny you call it that, but I'm talking
What do you
about
call
the
it?
medical aspect.
What do you
I'm
call
talking
it when the
about
government says you can't go somewhere? What's that called?
I am talking about the medical aspects of it.
Okay.
That he wants to have everybody's private doctor deal with it, and that you can't go to the county hospital.
Mm-hmm.
That the county hospital's not going to be there. That you have to go to your private doctor.
How's he going to get rid of all the county hospitals?
They're already working on it. That's how
Ridiculous.
privatization works.
They're not
They screw it
privatizing
up.
any of these government programs,
well, if you
dude.
privatize something, you don't get rid of it. You just put it in competent hands.
Or at least more
You
competent.
put
I
it
mean-
in incompetent hands.
Well, it
We're
could be.
here in
It
San
could be incompetent,
Francisco.
David. But as long as the government's in charge of something, you guaranteed that it's in incompetent hands.
Yeah.
And they could put it in incompetent hands through privatization. That's certainly a possibility because usually privatization involves the government picking some sort of private company to run its government program. It's not true free markets. It's just, a good old boys network of back scratching and favoritism.
Yeah, what they ought to get rid of is the law that says you have to ask for permission before you become a doctor. You have to ask for permission before you open a hospital. You have to ask for permission before you manufacture a drug. If we got rid of patents, medical licensing, and anti-importation rules, then medical care would be so much more affordable.
It'd be a fraction of the current cost. The pills or whatever, the pharmaceuticals would be a fraction of their current cost because the bulk of the cost of those things is getting through the regulatory structure.
Right. And the other part is, rent for having a patent.
Yeah, I just love how David makes Trump sound like some sort of free market guy when, he's not done anything, from what I can tell, to institute free markets in the United States. He's certainly not doing it when it comes to this coronavirus.
He's done a lot of corporate welfare, but no free market.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, there's this sort of vision of what these people on the left think that Trump is, and then there's the reality of what Trump is. And the reality is he's another authoritarian dictator, just like every president that came before him. He's more entertaining. He's better at Twitter. So I laugh at him more often. And but that's about it. It's only really, I can say a few good things about him, but I could say a few good things about Obama as well. 855-450 free like freedom. Let's talk to James on the line, calling from somewhere. I don't know where. You're on Free Talk Live.
I have to agree with Dave, who sounds more bat Shiite crazy than the one from Area 51 today. But you lie as easily as you breathe. And if Donald Trump were a dictator, you wouldn't be on the public airwaves, and both you would have been tapped in the back of your head.
Thanks for the call. Toll-free number, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can bring up anything that you want.
I guess it was Arizona.
But if you're awful, you won't be on for long. So, CoinDesk. We got to talk more about this crackdown. Another person going down for selling Bitcoins online to undercover government agents pretending like they were involved with human trafficking. And we'll give you more information about that. You can also bring up whatever's on your mind. Take control of the airwaves here on Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Dynavite is nutrition.
Pick up 2 bottles of Licochops, get the 3rd bottle free.
New improved Licochops with omega-3, omega-6, vitamin E.
And now, 6 extra direct-fed microbials.
Even better for the digestive tract and immune system.
Try Licochops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You're invited. If you want to join us here, the toll-free number, 855-450-FREE like freedom. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And Nobody.
And don't forget, you can check out more of Nobody on his website, electnobody.com. We've had some recent appearances where you've been at the State House, Nobody. And,
yeah.
Those videos are up on the Free Keene YouTube channel. I don't know if you've posted them all over at electnobody.com yet, but maybe one of them's there.
Yeah, I think I've got them all up.
Cool.
I've got the machete pickup where we went and got the machete from the cops.
The machete. From the cops.
The machete.
Yeah. So CFO-project.com is where you can get the free copy of The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, written by Tom Young. He's the author of the CFO Project, and he can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less. So if you're not 100% sure you're going to have a great retirement, you might want to check this out. They can help you pay off your mortgage without spending a single dollar more. With the current state of the federal debt at $23 trillion and the unfunded liabilities at $127 trillion, you can't wait to take control of your money. So don't let your retirement savings be used to bail out the government. Tom can show you how to create strategies now to save money without penalties and as little government involvement as possible. His new book, The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, will show you how to build wealth and eliminate debt at the same time. You can get your free copy at CFO-project.com. Invest in yourself and your family today. Get your free copy of The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, at CFO-project.com. So again, toll-free number tonight if you want to join us, 855-450-FREE. A man named Kenneth Warren Rule is going to be looking at some time in prison for selling Bitcoins. But that's not all. He was selling Bitcoins to an undercover government agent for the federal government Homeland Security investigations, and that agent at one point revealed that he was planning to use the Bitcoin for illegal purposes. According to
Don't do that.
Yeah, according to the story at CoinDesk, Rule is said to have closed 8 deals with undercover agents, often in Seattle area Starbucks cafes, for a sum total of $140,000 in cash, according to the unsealed complaint. He faces an additional charge of conspiracy to produce and distribute marijuana. The undercover agents also allegedly asked Rule questions about Monero, the privacy coin. Rule explained to, this is an excerpt from the indictment, Rule explained to UCA1, that usually stands for Undercover Agent 1, that Monero operated under the same concept as any cryptocurrency and was verifiable on the blockchain with one important caveat, that wallet addresses could not be tracked, said the complaint. The defendant allegedly offered to convert Bitcoin to Monero for the agents and provided tips on using Tor and Tails to further preserve anonymity. What is Tor and what is Tails?
Well, Tor is the onion router, and it is purportedly uses a tunneling technique to obfuscate where your traffic is coming from and going going to. And Tails is a distribution of Linux that is for loading onto, usually people will load it onto a USB key, and it's the Amnesiac something Linux. And it's Amnesiac because it doesn't store anything. It doesn't keep any disk caches. It doesn't keep anything. So basically, once you turn that machine off, there's no web history. There's no evidence of whatever.
No remnants whatsoever.
Right.
And so, yeah, you can take this little USB dongle or flash drive, plug it into any computer. That's another important aspect here. You can be on somebody else's laptop. You could be at the library. You could be, in any location where you can boot from the USB drive, and you've got a completely untraceable operating system that comes with the Tor browser installed as a default. So when you boot up Tails, Tor's right there waiting for you, and that's what it encourages you to utilize to browse the web. So not only are you in an untraceable operating system, but you're also on Tor, which is supposedly untraceable, although they've busted a number of Tor websites over the last several years, and the FBI hasn't been forthcoming about exactly how they found out how these sites were being operated. For instance, like the Silk Road was the first major Tor takedown back in 2013, I think it was. So we still don't know exactly what they're doing to sort of unmask some of these websites. So I don't know how truly private Tor is, but as far as people doing things like buying on the darknet is concerned, there's so many thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of customers out there, it's impossible for the government to really even go after them.
Yeah. I mean, you want to use a little tradecraft, but it's
the dealers that are mostly at high risk. Most of the people that are the highest risk are the people who are running the websites themselves, like the darknet market websites. To some extent, certain dealers are also at risk, but sort of like on the level of risk, it's like you're running the market, you're at the highest risk. If you're a dealer on the market, you're at the next highest risk, and then if you're a customer, it's not as risky in those cases.
Yeah, I'd say that's accurate.
Rule appeared in Seattle before the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Washington this week, according to the Department of Justice press release. According to the complaint, the undercover agents recorded Rule during the undercover operations. Rule allegedly never asked the agents the required Know Your Customers questions that FinCEN licensed money transmitters must ask clients, from which, of course, he had no licensing. He was also allegedly indifferent to the agent's stated use of the funds. Now, let's talk about this. Now, look, I'm not an attorney, but if you aren't a money transmitter, then you're not a money transmitter. Now, what is a money transmitter? It's my understanding, and you can go and look it up. Okay, there's a whole section of the federal code that's all about so-called money services businesses, and money transmitters are part of, so like the money services business is sort of the category, and then there's certain things that qualify somebody as being a money services business. One of those things is being a money transmitter. Now, what is a money transmitter? Well, there's a very specific definition for that in federal code, but the short version, as I understand it, is that if you are taking money from one person and being paid to move that money to another person. So not money from the same person to give something of value back. So if you were to hire me, nobody, to send some money to Chris Reitman, one of our other co-hosts here on Free Talk Live, although actually he hasn't been on Thursdays for a while because Mark's been involved with Thursday nights. Let's say you to send it to Mark. Okay, so you want me to send $10 to Mark, and you're willing to pay me $5 for the service of sending the $10. The service of sending $10 to Mark. You owe him money.
But what am I getting for my $10?
You owe him money. You owe him $10. You got to pay Mark. You need somebody to pay him, and so you're hiring me to do that. I would be a money transmitter by the government's definition of money transmitter in that particular case, because you've hired me to send your value, your money, to somebody else.
So basically a money transmitter would be if you ask your parents to use their credit card to order you something off the internet, they're acting as a money transmitter.
No. In that case, they would be acting as a payment processor, because they wouldn't be taking a cut to do that. They would be doing you a favor, right? You'd be saying, "Hey, Mom, can you help me buy this thing?"
Oh, okay.
They would then just be acting
but
as
if your friend
your agent.
charges you a couple of dollars to do it, then he's a money transmitter. Okay.
And if it's only really if they make a business of it. If it's like a friend doing a thing here and there, then it's not, it'd be hard for them to argue that person was a money transmitter. But if they're doing it on a regular basis, if they're making money off of that process over time, then that's a money transmission. But in the case of buying Bitcoin, you're not transmitting money. You're just selling a thing to a person on the internet.
See, I'm waiting for somebody to prove in court that Bitcoin is money, because I don't think it is.
Well, that's another argument as well. There's a strong argument that Bitcoin is actually freedom of speech.
Yes.
As well. 855-450 free. You can join us here. This is Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Talk Live. Join us here on the radio. The number is 855-450-FREE. Like freedom, that's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
And nobody.
And also, if you want to reach people with the ideas of liberty, you can do it from the back of your car with libertystickers.com. You can reach thousands of people with a bumper sticker, and you know people love to read them. So check out the vast selection of witty, poignant, pithy, and downright bombastic liberty-oriented messages at libertystickers.com. So go check them out. They do great work. If you want a free example of what their quality is like, just go to promote.freetalklive.com. You'll find our mailing address there. You can send a piece of mail, a self-addressed stamped envelope to us, and we will pop a Free Talk Live bumper sticker in there and send it back to you. And that way you get a free sticker, and you can see what they're like, because Liberty Stickers makes them for us. They do great work. It's promote.freetalklive.com. So we're talking about money transmission. They're saying here that this guy who sold $140,000 worth of Bitcoins to federal undercover agents in Seattle at various different Starbucks locations has been charged with running a unlicensed money services business, unlicensed money transmission, and more importantly, money laundering. Now, the reason why you almost never see any of these cases, in my opinion, where somebody is charged with money transmission, unlicensed money services business, without being charged with money laundering, is because, you know, when the government comes after somebody with criminal charges, they like to lump a bunch of them on top of the person to intimidate them into taking a plea deal, where they'll say, all right, tell you what, we'll drop this charge and that charge, and you just take a guilty plea over on this charge here. We'll give you X amount of years in jail or probation or whatever. We'll call it a day. Because I don't think they could make, if it was just money transmission charges or just unlicensed money services business charges, I don't think they could get a conviction.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They can use that to say, oh, we've gotten a bunch of convictions on these charges, when really what they've gotten is guilty pleas, but they haven't gotten convictions. They've never proved to a jury that these people have actually broken the law.
Right. And so, I mean, just the definition of money transmission, this is straight from the statutes, the code, the federal code. This is... and
it's a strong pressure. Like, I was in a position with this last felony in possession of a garden tool charge. It's a ludicrous charge.
Right. They came at you anyway.
I was hot under the collar, and I'm an activist. And yet, when they said, you know, do 3 months instead of or 6 months or whatever it was, instead of taking this to court and maybe doing 3.5 to 7, I had to pause and do the math and think, you know, what are my chances of winning? And then it was like, well, I don't care. I'm not. Right. It's a non-crime.
Same thing happened with me when they arrested me for going to court when I was on a no trespass against the courthouse, when they trespassed me, and I think it was Kelly Voluntarist and a demo from the courthouse, and I went and I got arrested there. They tried to give me a really sweet sounding plea deal to make me take a plea deal. They were going to drop it to just a violation instead of misdemeanor, and no jail time, just a violation if I just take the guilty plea. And I'm like, nope, we're going to trial, and they dropped the charges after I refused to take the plea. So here's what a money transmitter is according to the federal codes themselves: a person that provides money transmission services. What does that mean? They say it's the acceptance of currency, funds, or other value that substitutes for currency from one person, and the transmission of currency, funds, or other value that substitutes for currency to another location or person by any means. So there has to be this sort of process of moving the money from the original person who had it to someone else or to another place. It can't be that original person paying you to sell them a thing, which is what goes on Localbitcoins. So back to the story here from...
See, I would bring in Peter Schiff to talk to the jury.
He doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency. You don't want to talk to him. What do you mean, Peter Schiff?
Peter Schiff?
Yeah, the gold guy?
Yeah, the guy who will sit there and say Bitcoin isn't money. Bitcoin is just numbers on a computer. And he's right in a way. He's not entirely wrong. I don't diss Peter Schiff.
Well, they would argue
all.
that it would be value that substitutes for currency.
Yeah, and that's an interesting thing because it's not denominated in any kind of.
I mean, that's one argument you could make, but I mean, the best argument is it's just not money transmission at all. I mean, by their own definition, because otherwise, buying any product on the internet would be money transmission. And it's not. So
well, the thing that would make the difference would be whether or not Bitcoin were money, because it's basically some
but even then it wouldn't, because it's still the same person buying the Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. I see.
Remember, money transmission has to involve a transmission of money from one person to another. The money transmitter is the middleman between the two other parties. So there's three parties involved. The money transmitter's in the middle.
Oh, okay.
So if you're the only person, if you want to buy Bitcoin from me and I sell it to you, there's no third party involved. There's nobody else involved.
Okay.
So,
because I think of it as arbitrage. I'm just buying something in one market and selling it in another.
Right. It's just a product. Rule conducted these transactions even after the undercover agent explained that at least a portion of the cash, and this is where they really are going to get him, involved represented proceeds of human trafficking.
God, why would he not walk away from?
He
sorry.
was greedy. That's why.
Yeah, dude. I have no sympathy for you now, because if you're taking money from slavers, then you pretty much deserve what you get.
The agents had found him through Localbitcoins after searching for in-person cash deal makers. Rule is the latest Localbitcoins user to be prosecuted on charges of running an unlicensed money transmission business. Localbitcoins no longer offers the cash for crypto trading option. At least they mean the in-person cash for crypto. And I think
wonder if that results. I was wondering at the beginning if is this what caused them to stop?
I think it is. I don't think they want their headlines, when you search for Localbitcoins, to be Localbitcoins sellers being arrested left and right, because that's what you get.
Right.
HSI, subset of the United States Department of Homeland Security, has an interest in prosecuting unregistered money transmitters. The investigative unit's National Bulk Cash Smuggling Center developed an intelligence program designed for sniffing out violators across internet forums and darknet markets in the summer of 2018, called the Cryptocurrency Intelligence Program. Is now a part of every HSI crypto investigation. But Rule's case slightly predates CIP's debut. Agents first reached out to him in April of 2018. So yes, this would have been when Localbitcoin still had the local aspect of Localbitcoins, meaning you could find somebody if you're in Seattle, you could find someone else in Seattle.
And about the tail end of that window, I think.
Yeah, I think they ended that in 2019, so not quite. So there may still be some more prosecutions that they're working on from that time frame. But as of now, you can no longer go to localbitcoins.com and do local trades. It's just not an option. They got rid of that completely, which is kind of sad. But that is another thing, is whenever you saw busts of Localbitcoin sellers, all of them were in-person sales. Morpheus, the guy, the libertarian down in Arizona who got popped, he was the guy who got busted with felon in possession of shotgun shells when they raided his house. One of Ernie Hancock's friends. He's actually just now getting ready to get out of the halfway house after serving, I think, like 2 years behind bars for selling Bitcoins, again, to somebody who represented themselves as a Russian heroin dealer.
Good God.
Yeah. So what happens?
It sounds like if you're just a decent think of this when you're selling Bitcoin. If somebody says something like that to me, ask yourself if you want to be associated with that, because you can just walk away. There's always another deal.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. These people, a lot of them want the money, and they figure it's going to be fine or whatever.
I think it's good that the feds are masquerading as people who are actually,
scumbags,
bad people.
Yeah. All right, we got more coming up here. You can share your thoughts. 855-450 free, but that's good advice, nobody. If somebody tells you they're going to use Bitcoin or Monero or whatever for some sort of illegal purpose, even if you think the war on drugs should be over, it ain't over, and so you need to say goodbye.
That doesn't mean you need to participate in that trade.
There's more coming up.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon you'll need a plan and place to survive. Forget bunkers. You're not a live underground gopher. You need survivalist camps, the ultimate fully functional, off-the-grid mobile survival bug-out house that's well-equipped and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Bold statement? You bet. See them now at survivalistcamps.com. That's survivalistcamps.com. Trust your family's survival to survivalistcamps.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep REM sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com or call 800-870-0305 and use promo code GCN. That's mypillow.com or 800-870-0305 with promo code GCN.
Do you feel like many of us? All the distractions in the world taking our minds and focus off what really needs to get done day to day? Well, Janess has a dietary supplement called Mind to help with mental distraction, and it supports memory function. Go to gcnlife.com now to check it out. You're only at your best when your mind is at its best. Go to gcnlife.com or call toll-free 844-443-6637. That's gcnlife.com or 844-443-6637.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the Picciott no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. You may join us here. The toll-free number 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. Now, one event that is not going to be canceled, because a bunch of them are being canceled all across the United States, is ForkFest 2020. Why? Because there's no one in charge. No one could cancel ForkFest. There's no board of directors.
Not even nobody?
Nobody couldn't either. I mean, you could announce it, but no one has to listen to you. There's no one who's in charge of
Well, nobody
ForkFest.
always has to listen to me.
Nobody should listen to himself. Yeah, it's always a good plan. But in the case of ForkFest, there is no board of directors. There are no organizers, so there's no one to whom you can turn. There's no so-called authority to make any kind of decision for the event. Now, there is one authority over Forkfest, and that's the campground. So if for whatever reason Rogers Campground decides they want to shut down entirely for the summertime, well, then we're out of luck in that particular case. But I don't expect that that's going to occur.
We can't guarantee that it won't be canceled, but we can guarantee that everything that you pay to Forkfest will be refunded because there wasn't any. Stop lying. Go away.
Right. Yeah, there was not any kind of ticket price because there's no organization behind it. It is a decentralized libertarian camping festival, and it's happening June 29th until July 5th. Maybe it'll be the only libertarian festival left if everybody else cancels, because LibertyCon canceled.
Well, the thing is, if you come, it's not
happening.
canceled.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It can't cancel without you not showing up, because as long as you're there, Forkfest happened.
Yeah, it would help if more than one person.
If you're there, call me. I will commit to being there. I may be dying of something, but
I've already committed. I'm going to be there. Free Talk Live will be broadcasting from the event, and we expect it will be larger than last year. But then again, who knows?
There's no telling at this point.
Forkfest.party is where you can go to learn more about the event. The chat room is particularly active on Telegram. There's also a Forkfest forum. All this stuff is unofficial. In fact, you don't even have to call it Forkfest. Taryn Lupo has taken to calling it Porkfest Classic, which I love. I love that. So
that is, although I liked Bandcamp.
That's a good one too.
That was my favorite.
So let's go to the phones here. We've got the Liberty Advisor, Tim Picciott, is on the line here on our Discord server. I didn't screen the call though, so hopefully it's going to work all right. Tim?
This is Tim. How's it going, Ian?
Hey, you sound loud and clear. Are you coming out to Forkfest this year?
You know, I think I am. I don't have anything going on that time. I had it slated to go, so hopefully the world isn't ended by then. So.
Yeah, hopefully. So you do like financial advice, and you've been paying a lot of attention to the markets over the last, well, forever. But you wanted to talk specifically about the recent happenings. What's going on?
Well, today was actually one of the biggest down days of my life. Technically, the second biggest down day. I was 9 months old the last time the market went down as much. So we were down over 2,000 points today.
Wow.
I believe 2,000 points yesterday. So I mean, that's over 10%. And now 2,000 points is really starting to add up because now the numbers are not nearly as big. So at one point, the Dow was sitting at close to 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's trading at 20,758 in the aftermarket. So this market has gotten walloped just in the past 2
and
weeks.
This probably explains a lot of people who owned Bitcoin probably also owned stock. So if they were, it would not be surprising if a lot of people liquidated stock or liquidated Bitcoin to buy stock.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was a speaker at Acapulco 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was February 11th, and I was on stage as part of the all-speaker Q&A, and someone asked me, what do you think will happen to Bitcoin during a financial crisis? And I said, this is not a very popular answer for me to give right now, but I actually think this is on stage recorded. And I said, I think Bitcoin will go down more than the S&P or not just as much, but I think it will go down even more during the initial phases of this. However, eventually there'll be enough money printing on a long enough time horizon that I am very bullish on it long term. However, in the intermediate, just for all the reasons that nobody just mentioned, I thought that it would go down, and that we are seeing a super drastic move, almost down 40% the past just 24 hours. So
Bitcoin's down $1,000 since we started the show. It was at 5,500 when we started.
Yeah, $4,500 now.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. So what's going on? So the first time Ian ever interviewed me was, I guess, 3 Acapulcos ago. And we started off the conversation by saying, he asked me what I was doing. And I said, I'm just here to help document the ongoing financial collapse. And you asked me what I meant by that. And I said, eventually the Fed would lose control, which, I think everyone listening to this agrees there shouldn't even be a Federal Reserve. And right now, today is the official day that I think they officially lost control.
Really?
You could maybe say last week when they cut interest rates by 50 basis points that maybe that was losing control. However, today they came out with $1.5 trillion worth of stimulus, which was crazy.
The market ate it and went on.
And the market, so listen to this. So I was doing a video with Luke Radowski, which we actually do daily videos now. We're calling it Change the News channel on YouTube. So Luke and I are doing daily videos. And
get off YouTube, bro.
There's an audience there, though.
Not really. But it is called Change the Channel, so we're trying to troll them a little bit. Nobody asked. No, actually, nobody did ask me. So, with when we started it, the headline on Drudge was 500. The Fed is going to pump $500 billion. Within 10 minutes, it was changed to Fed pumps $1 trillion. And about 10 minutes later, it was $1.5 trillion. And here's the biggie: is that the market went from being down 2,000 to being down about 1,400 to then being down over 2,000 again. And so the market took the Fed's, everything that they've been giving them, everything they supposedly wanted, and the market could care less about this. So this is really a watershed moment. Same thing happened last week.
$1.5 trillion?
Yeah, the market ate it and said, "Spank me again, Daddy." And they didn't have another spank left.
Yeah, no, it's absolute insanity. So
she's a bad girl today.
But all this has to do with something called, and on September 17th or 18th, this was all started really kicking off when what had happened on September 17th is that the repo markets, and let me explain what that is. So when the Fed talks about, we're going to raise and lower interest rates, all they're talking about is the Fed funds rate. Then you have to ask yourself, well, what is the Fed funds rate? The Fed funds rate is simply the Federal Reserve acts as the lender of last resort to the banks. And so every night the banks have to have 10% in reserves. Some banks have 9, some banks, let's say, have 11%. The banks that have 11 will loan to the banks that have 9. Well, that market froze up September 17th of last year, and banks were paying each other 10% to lend money overnight. Now, why that's important is the banks
10% overnight.
So what they could have done is they could have went to the, now that's annualized, so it's a 10% annualized rate.
Okay.
But it's still pretty
oh my
shocking
God, that's like loan shark rates.
But the thing is, this goes on every night. So, I mean, every night you're doing this. So, I mean,
Sure.
The banks could have went to the Federal Reserve and gotten it at the time for 2 to 2.25, but they chose to borrow it at 10, because if they would have went to the Fed, then it would be like a scarlet letter and everyone would know that they were in trouble. So the banks would rather pay 10% to get themselves further into trouble than to let people know that they were in trouble. Then the Fed came in the very next day, said, hey, we're going to extend like $45 or $40 billion a day of this repo, loans that we're going to extend. And they said, don't worry, that's only going to go on for 2 weeks. I was out there at the time saying, no way, it's going to actually expand and get much, much larger. 2 weeks comes by, and then they up it again, and they up it again. Then they say, we're going to stop in January or February. Then they up it again. Well, now they're up to about like $200 billion a day, give or take.
Good God.
Plus the 1.5. And then they're doing like $500 billion for first, let me back it up again. So they were doing overnight loans. Then the overnight loans turned into 2-week loans. Then the 2-week loans turned into 32-day loans. Then the 32-day loans, now they're going 3 months. And so today they're doing 3 months of $500 billion. Tomorrow they're doing 3 months of $500 billion. Then they've got some other BS program that's another $500 billion.
And it's just taking
staggering
money directly out of the pockets of poor people and putting it in the pockets of rich people.
That's what it is. That's what printing money does, right?
But there is a silver lining that
Really?
the Liberty Advisor over here I was on stage at Acapulco, told people my investment strategy of how to play this. You guys can actually go and watch that speech for free. Got the entire thing up there right now.
Where do they go to see that?
You can go to my YouTube channel. It's called The Liberty Advisor. So just type in The Liberty Advisor. There's a presentations tab.
Okay.
Jessica Kill told me I wasn't allowed to post it, and she pissed me off, so I posted it anyways. And so it's absolute. This thing is absolute fire. It documents exactly what was going on. More importantly, I said on stage what my strategy was. That strategy netted people on average about 25% last year. And this year, most of my clients at most are down like 2% right now. So I have put options that have gone up 500% since just when I was at Acapulco, 500%. But what it did is it balanced out the other side of the equation, because I was really worried about an environment where the market either goes up a lot or it goes down a lot. I wasn't really worried about a sideways move. And the Fed last week, the Boston Fed President Rosengren actually came out and said the Fed is now considering buying stocks. So we're a banana republic without the bananas at this point.
Thank you, Tim Picciott. Thank you for joining us. He's the Liberty Advisor. We're out of time for tonight, but keep in touch. I always appreciate somebody who pays way more attention to this stuff than we do. We'll see you tomorrow. Online in the meantime, freetalklive.com.
You will understand the true intent of the Founding Fathers when they wrote the Constitution if you attend this free webinar. Chris Ann Hall, president of Liberty First University, doesn't simply regurgitate what some professor or expert has said about the Constitution. She relays the thoughts and opinions of those who wrote the documents. Her straightforward, passionate, easy-to-understand style lets anyone grasp the principles of liberty. Join us at lfu.freetalklive.com to watch the free pre-recorded webinar. Watch now at lfu.freetalklive.com.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. The LRN.FM's social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,652, silver at $16.95, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,921. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, according to the map of global COVID-19 cases provided by the Center for Systems Science and Engineering at Johns Hopkins University, the total number of confirmed cases in the United States is 808, while the total cases worldwide has climbed to 118,101. The map indicates that there are 4,262 deaths worldwide, with 29 occurring in the U.S. The Mind Unleashed reports the map uses data from WHO, CDC, ECDC, NHC, DXY, and local media reports. The map is only as accurate as the data coming from the organizations and local media. It's important to remember that only those patients who are tested can be confirmed and thus accounted for in the data. At least 17 U.S. states have now declared state of emergency or made disaster declarations. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. The FBI has spent months trying to get an interview with Prince Andrew about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. But investigators have had no luck getting him to speak on the record about the case. The Mind Unleashed reports New York prosecutors told the press this week that the prince has completely shut the door on cooperating with authorities. They are now considering what further legal action can be taken. Andrew continues to deny any wrongdoing or knowledge of Epstein's many crimes, despite a growing body of evidence indicating that he was involved. Manhattan attorney Jeffrey Vermin described the prince as a co-conspirator. Andrew has previously promised to help investigators with the case, but has since removed himself from public life. He has also refused requests for interviews that investigators have sent to him. Andrew has made no public comments about the matter, since promising to speak with investigators after his BBC interview, where he made numerous claims that were later exposed as lies. The U.S. Navy is secretly developing armed robot submarines that are controlled by onboard artificial intelligence, which could potentially kill without explicit human control. The Office of Naval Research is involved with the development of an AI system called Claws, which the agency described in budget documents as an autonomous undersea weapon system for clandestine use. Claws will, quote, increase mission areas into kinetic effects, end quote. According to a report by New Scientist, details of the killer submarines were made available as part of the 2020 budget documents. However, not much more is known. Very few details were publicly provided about the top